Hello listeners and fellow Game Pass fans, get yourself set and ready for your favourite unofficial Game Pass podcast, Game Pass News. So I'll hand you over to Nick and Sean and get the show started.
Welcome to Game Pass News, recorded live Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. We made it to 2023. I'm Nintendo, one half of the awesome GPN crew. Mr. Sean Abbott, the Biscuit Lord, from across the pond is the other half. Today, we give away 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate to one lucky achievement hunter. Like Zoltar, we tell the video game future with our predictions. We even chat about what's new in Game Pass, because there's finally something new. You better sit down, buckle up, because Game Pass News is one crazy ride. The theme music game is upon us, Mr. Abbott. Do you know the theme music that I just played?
It sounded quite creepy. I want to say it's one of the side-scroller games like Limbo or something like that came out. But
that would make sense.
Get that feel.
Nope, that is not it. That is not it. You've played it very recently.
Somerville.
More recently.
It's not. No, it's not as Dust Falls. That's the most recent.
More recently.
Deep Stranded? No.
Yep. Yes, it is Stranded Deep. I figured.
Stranded Deep. Literally played that today.
Literally played it today. You know, I figured it was the first baby of 2023 to be birthed by Game Pass. It needed a moment in the sun because, as Sean will tell us, it might be a very quick moment at that. So,
very, very quick.
But that, yes, it is Stranded Deep. Dropped just today, first Game Pass game of 2023. We'll get into that a little bit later. But, sir, how was your New Year's?
It was good. I was at work, so I think my operator on the other end of the radio, which subsequently is one of Logan's friends at school's dad, he just shouted over the radio to me as it passed midnight. He said, "Hey up, Sean, Happy New Year." And then that was it. We just carried on as normal.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever worked on New Year's Day, like at New Year's. I've worked on New Year's Day, but I don't know if I've ever worked like right at midnight before. So that's I had a night job at one point, but I don't think I ever worked during New Year's. So yeah, that's
no, it wasn't the
anticlimactic.
So yeah, and it'll be the same next year because unfortunately, due to having my rota like years in advance, I know exactly what I'm working next year as well. So it'll be exactly the same next year.
That's a real kick in the face. Like, it's nice to know that far. It's nice to know that far in advance, but it's also not nice when it's not a great schedule and you're just like, well, all right, I'll have to do this next year too.
Yeah. This year wasn't too bad because it was I worked from Boxing Day through to just after New Year's, but next year I work from Christmas Day through to New Year.
Oh yeah. I appreciate your time where you are in the world because I get to wish somebody a happy New Year like at 7 p.m. my time. It's fantastic. No matter how old I am, Sean, I imagine I'll always at least be able to wish you a happy New Year's. I might only make it to like 10 my time, but I'll always at least be able to wish you a happy New Year's. That's what I love. So
yeah, and I'll read that at like 10 o'clock the next morning.
Fair enough. Yeah. So
yeah, how was it for you? Because you had family around, you had friends.
Yeah, we had a party while you were over there slaving away making power. I wasn't consuming any of it. That makes me feel better. Like if we lived close and I was like, yeah, I was just consuming all the power. Thanks for working, Sean, so that I could use all your power. Yeah, we had friends and family. Played the Oregon Trail, which was I think I talked about a game I got for Christmas. We actually made it to Oregon once. That was nice, and I didn't die. We played it 3 times now. We've made it to Oregon twice, but only once have I been, because it's like a cooperative game. So there's like 6 of you that play. As long as one of the team members gets there, you all win. Only once have I been alive when we made it. So played Oregon Trail. and a couple other games, some Jackbox games, did all kinds of stuff like that. So it was a good time, and ate way too much food, too many snacks, too much food, the buffet style crap. I love it, but I also hate it because, man, you do not realize how much food you eat when it's just kind of like everybody brings a dish to pass and you just kind of splay it all out all night long. And you just like walk by and grab another slider or another meatball sandwich or another. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. So bad, Sean. I saw a sandwich the size of your face that you sent me during New Year's Day.
Yeah, so yeah, as well as being at work, we did have a little bit of fun. Somebody brought Jack because we weren't busy because everything was just on. So somebody brought Giant Jenga in, so we were playing a couple of games of Giant Jenga, which was nice. And then as a shift collectively, we ordered food from whichever takeaways we fancied. A couple of people got an Indian, a few of us got some other bits and pieces. I, on the other hand, had a huge burger with lots of fries, a vanilla milkshake, and popcorn chicken because it was my last hurrah. So
and popcorn chicken. I love it.
So I ate all that,
where did
and then
you get
I didn't
it from?
eat for. There's a place not far from the station itself in the next town over, called Big Bites.
Okay.
And their burgers are amazing. So if anybody from the UK listens to it and you live in the Goole area, and you know the owner of Big Bites, I'd quite happily take a sponsorship from you.
I love it. Yeah, it looked like a pretty fantastic burger. I just love that it's like burger, fries, oh yeah, and chicken bites. Like that's my favorite. Little extra added.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but after I ate that, I didn't eat then for 36 hours. I literally didn't feel hungry for a day and a half nearly.
That I don't think that would happen to me. Like maybe I'll skip breakfast if I've had a lot. I think I skipped breakfast like New Year's Day. But 36 hours. Yeah, no, not 36 hours. I got up and then went to my mom's and had too much lasagna.
I kind of pushed myself to it though because it was the kickstart of Chubby's 2.0. So.
Yeah. You guys are doing it at work, you said, right? You got a whole you got a bracket at work now?
So far there's 7 of us in, but our official weigh-in is Thursday morning. So in our office we're all stripping down to. Some people have said nothing, but we'll see how that comes out. But stripping down and getting weighed in Thursday morning. So
nice.
So I haven't been super strict yet. I've kind of I haven't had biscuits, but I've had some chocolate and bits and pieces like that because I want to be at a premium level to start losing because it's a bit like the Dads After Dark's Chubby's bracket that they did. It's going to be the person with the greatest percentage of loss. So.
Yeah, well, cool. Well, I hope you win, sir. I hope you win. Hope you take the big prize, and take the big prize, and also lose a lot of weight, or take the big prize and win some money, and the secondary prize is losing weight. Whatever, doesn't matter how you think of it.
Yeah.
But
I think we're doing it where winner gets half the money, and then it splits down, and then the person who gained the most gets their money back as a shame prize.
That's pretty hilarious. That's a fun way to do it. I liked the weekly prizes, like that they did in the Chubby's bracket. I thought that was pretty fun. It would make me sign up again if they did that, just because I was like, well, I might be able to win a couple weeks. Maybe I could win my money back at least, if I won enough weeks or something.
Well, I tried to get them to use the app, but it only does it for 12 weeks as a maximum, and we're going for 6 months, so it needed to be double that.
6 months, man, you're not going to win that money back for a long time. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I figured out if I want to win, I have to lose maybe 20% of my body weight, which is about £2 a month, £2 a week for the next 24 weeks.
Wow, you'd be svelte. That'd be 48 pounds, 50 man.
Yeah,
damn.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I like it. Well, best of luck to you, man. We'll keep up to date on your at work Chubby's bracket. See how that works out.
Come June, and I'm sat here looking gaunt and ill.
You're like, I won, Sean. Also, look, you can see my knuckle. You can see my bones. Isn't that fun? Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully you're just like super muscular and svelte, and with more money. But anyways, we have money to give away, Sean. We have money to give away because the achievement hunters for December play any game you want is over. Our grand hunt, who was our grand hunter? Who had won the most? Who got the? Who was that?
Mr. Evil Zion by like a long shot, by a clear 11,000. No, let me get this right. Yeah, by nearly 11,000 game score. Is that right? Yeah, he came in first with 19,670 game score, and then in second place was Tim Barton at 8,245. So he was like, there was no
not even close.
Like close call.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But for the two guys that were head to head, which is Mr. Jean Blanco and the Hambone Johnny, the difference between those two was 10 game score.
Oh my gosh, what were their scores?
So Zablanc was at 6,665, and Hambone Johnny was at 6,655. So one was at 6,665 and the other was 6,655.
That is crazy. So that's 1-2. So it's Evil, then Tim, then what was it? Johnny was next. Hambone was
next. John, then Hambone.
Oh, okay. Zablanc and then Hambone. Okay, so then we obviously took the bottom slots, or were there two other contestants?
Then there was Ninja Lunchbox, Goobler King, then yourself, and then me.
There we are. Now we are not in this drawing we're about to do, folks. So just to break down how this is going to work, Sean has all the numbers figured out. I have not seen them, and I am handling the random number generator. So Sean doesn't do that. So there's a difference in duties here. We can't rig this. The way it is, Sean has broken down the entries. So if you had like 120 entries, Sean's given you, if you get like a 1 through 120, if the random number generator chooses that, then you win the prize, which is 3 months of Game Pass. It doesn't matter if you have one entry, you got a shot. Okay, obviously the more entries you got, the bigger your chance. But if you got at least one, you at least got a shot. So we will come over here to the random number generator. I will bring it up for those of you who are in the chat. It is 1 to 10,186, correct?
Yep.
Is the entries?
10,186.
All right, 10,186. That's what I have. 1 to 10,186. One random number between 1 to 10,186. You can see here, folks. Here we go. Here it is. And go. 3,458 is the number.
3,000. Say that again. 3,458, which is Mr. Evil Zion.
Evil Zion, the man with the most, did pull it out. Mr. Evil Zion not only is our Grand Hunter, he also is the winner of 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate. We will get that code to you, sir. We'll reach out to you on Twitter. You also get a fun little thing if you're on the Dad's Discord. So if you're not in the Dad's Discord, you have Discord, you might want to jump in. And then we'll give you the fun Grand Hunter tag that goes in front of your name. Everybody will know who you are, and that you are indeed the Grand Hunter. I'll hit this one more time just so you can see the numbers do change, different every time. So there you go. All right, back to us. Back to Nick and Sean. There we go. Okay, is that any other events we want to chat about before we move on to top stories?
No, it was a very quick question that I wanted to ask you before we got started. That because we started 2023, is there which of the Xbox publisher games are you most excited for? And I have a list of them in front of me that I can go through, and you can say which one you're most looking forward to.
So these are games coming out in 2023, Xbox published games?
Rumored. These are the ones that are stated for 2023. So
all right, well, hit me with what you got. I mean, I have my initial thought, but hit me with what you got. Maybe I'll change it if I can.
Starfield, Redfall, Frozen Motorsport, Age of Empires 2 and 4 on console, Minecraft Legends, Hellblade 2, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, Fable is on this list, but I can't actually see it ever being in 2023. Everwild, Perfect Dark, Ara, State of Decay 3, Ghostwire Tokyo, Contraband, which we haven't seen much of,
Yeah.
an Indiana Jones game, and an untitled Hideo Kojima game.
Now listen, if out of the list you gave me, what I am most stoked for is Fable. But do I think I'm going to play that in 2023? I do not. I do not think I'm playing that in 2023. Second most, one I do think I'll play in 2023 that I'd be most hyped for is probably Starfield out of that list. That I think I will be playing.
I'm
What about you?
going to say Forza Motorsport. Forza Motorsport. Just the new one. Out of them all. So.
Yeah, that... I'm very excited for you, Sean. Can't wait to have you. When do you think that's going to drop? When do you think in 2023?
I think that's going to be their big summer game. I think that's going to be June, July time.
Sure. That makes sense. That really does. All right. Well, let's get into our top stories. Okay, our top stories. We are going to start with something kind of fun I'm excited for. We are going to be doing predictions, but it's not just going to be Sean and I rattling off like, hey, I think this is going to happen. I think this is going to happen. Instead, we are going to do it in a thing called Fantasy Critic. So we choose games off of this list of Fantasy Critic. We choose games we think that are coming out in 2023. When the game comes out, their open critic score is how we get points. If it's above 70, we get a point for every point is above 70. So let's say it scores an 85, then we'll get 15 points. If it scores a 60, then I get negative 10 points. Sean and I are going to be against each other. I am Cookie Master, and Sean is...
I am the Biscuit Lord.
The Biscuit Lord. So here we go. Cookie versus Biscuit. I'm going to try to jump in here and get this thing. Hopefully I know what I'm doing and it all starts right because I've never done this before. So here we go. Start drafting. Warning. Once you start drafting, you can no longer... Locked in. Okay. The draft is currently in progress. It is... Oh, wait. You're on auto draft, Sean. You're on auto draft. Do you want to be on auto draft?
Yep.
Oh,
I have no idea what I'm doing, so I thought I'd let the algorithm do its job.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna kill me! So now it's gonna be like so fast. So Sean, by auto draft, has just chosen Starfield. So did you put anything in your watch list, or is it just?
I think I put 20. So
oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
17. I got 17 different games.
Okay. So Sean has Sean is putting his Starfield in there right now. He took Starfield. I thought that was a good game. I mean, I'm excited for it, but it being a Bethesda game and janky in the beginning, I'm a little nervous that it might not score great out of the gate. So we'll see. I am going to probably steal one from Mr. Sean here. I am going to take, because Forza scored in the 90s. The 90s,
yeah.
People. I'm going to jump in and take Forza Motorsport right off the bat. I'm not hyped for it, but I am. Uh-oh, what happened? I can't seem to draft that game for some reason.
Ow.
Oh, okay, here we go. I think I can get it now. I did the wrong thing. All right, yes. Forza Motorsport. There we go. Okay, that's why I did it, because I think they'll do quite well. All right. So
I honestly, this is the first time I've ever done any form of fantasy league before, so I have no idea what's going on.
So you never did like fantasy soccer or football? Okay, all right. I didn't even know they do that.
I once tried to do a fantasy Formula One league via an app with the family, but nobody seemed interested. So.
Oh, it's a snake draft. That's why it's my turn. Okay, my bad. My bad. So I was like, why is it my turn again? Okay, I got the fantasy. So I'm going to stake my claim. I'm going to buy this game, and I just want to see how it's going to do. And it looks so cool so far. I am going to take Hogwarts Legacy. I think it's going to be good. I just do. Okay, so I have taken Hogwarts Legacy and Forza Motorsports. Sean has taken Resident Evil 4 Remake, which was next on my list, and Minecraft Legends. So, all right, drafting game for me. Looking at my, man, Minecraft Legends could be real good, real good.
That's why it was there.
I am hoping to play this game on Game Pass. Hopes that I can play this game on Game Pass. Diablo 4.
Yeah, you just yanked that straight from that was in the next one.
I know, it's painful, isn't it? You're like, oh no, I wanted that. So it's Snake Draft. I get to choose again since there's just two of us. It's really funny. I've never done a two-person fantasy draft. Starfield. I am gonna go with another one that did really good in their previous sequel, Jedi Fallen Order. I'm gonna do Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and I'm gonna grab that puppy right now. Okay, so it's getting a little sketchy. Sean has just taken Street Fighter 6 and Dead Space Remake. Those were definitely probably next picks for me. So now, even with just two people. And now, we should have said from the very beginning, normally in Fantasy Critic, you use all platforms. Any platform is up for you can grab a game from. But because we are the Game Pass News, we are choosing Xbox platform only. Doesn't have to be an Xbox Studio game, but it has to be on an Xbox platform. So that's what we are kind of mandating as our own rules. Okay. Already taken. I am going to grab Wulong Fallen Dynasty. Not a game I particularly want to play, but I do think that it has a good potential to score well.
It's got a lot of hype. There's a lot of people that are waiting to play this on PC Game Pass.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that that'll do. There we go. My watch list wasn't coming back to me for some reason. Okay, oh, I see what I got to do. Now I'm trying to figure out what I want to pick next. I didn't think you would do like the auto draft, so you've got me on that at the moment. It's got like I thought I was all prepared. I'm gonna go Assassin's Creed Mirage. Little worried this isn't gonna make it out in 2023. Not gonna lie, but if it does, I think it'll score well.
Yeah.
So interestingly, Sean takes Redfall and Atomic Heart. Redfall, fine. I was wondering who was going to take Redfall first. Are you worried that it might not score very well?
Yeah, I am. But I also remember how much people loved the Left 4 Dead games and how much Days Gone, was it not Days Gone? Stuff like that. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I've got some expectations with this, but they're not set very high at the moment.
Yeah, I am in the same boat. Like, for me personally, I'm not going to play it that much probably. So I'm going to give it a go. It could suck. It's a possibility it could suck me in. I will say that, but I wouldn't count on it. And I don't know. I could just see it coming out a little janky, or for some reason it not scoring the way you might expect. So, okay, I am gonna grab Like a Dragon from the Yakuza series. This is supposed to come out February 21st. All of them have so far scored pretty good. Like a Dragon Ishin. So I'm gonna grab that one. So everything on my first page is gone. It's all gone. Now we're getting into the I'm not sure games. I'm gonna go with Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2.
Got a feeling Alan Wake. Yeah, I was gonna say Alan Wake and the next Dead Island that's coming out.
Yes, so Sean takes Alan Wake and Dead Island 2. Now, we have the ability to gain 3, 6, 8, what is it, 16 games, I think? Yeah, 16 games. We're only picking 12 in this draft. And then throughout the year, we'll have a chance, whenever we want, we can add 4 more games from the list. So, all right, so back to me. I am going to do The Last Case of Benedict Fox. Phil seems pretty excited about this one. Was that next on your list?
Yep.
Do The Last Case of Benedict Fox. And then... I'm really nervous to do that game. I am going to do... When is this supposed to come out? Just 2023? Sometime released? Okay, I'm going to do... I'm waffling now. I'm going to do Skull and Bones.
It was next as well.
Was it really? And I almost didn't do it because I was a little nervous. I'm just nervous that that's another one that could be really janky. That's like got that Redfall type vibe to me where I could just see it coming out and not scoring well. What you got next, Sean?
Going for Aiden Chronicle, The 100 Heroes, which is the turn-based RPG that's coming from them, and then Crash Team Rumble.
Crash Team Rumble. I didn't even know. Let's see, can I click on that? Crash Team Rumble. Oh, okay. Who is? Oh, now I know what it is. Okay, now I know what it is. Yeah, I was like, I have no idea what that is. Okay. Oh man, page 2's almost gone at this point. So, there's that. That's a TBA release date. We're into that territory now where it's like, do I go for what might score well, or do I go for what I think might actually come out?
So are we down to the one last choice, aren't we?
I think we might be. Yeah.
To, which I have run out, so I need to add another one.
I'm gonna do this one. They've been talking about this a lot. It's early 2023, so even if it doesn't come out even if it gets pushed, it'll probably still come out this year. Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. They've had a couple of different showcases talking about that game, and it just looks kind of fun. I think it could do well. Okay, I'm into the third list here. Sorry for all the clicks. I know it's probably annoying. So I'm sorry for that. I am going to go with. I'm like in between a few different games, and I'm just not sure if any of them are actually going to come out. But I'm going to go with The Lies of P, and I'm going to hope that actually comes out. Yep, and that is it for me. Oh, are we done? Oh yeah.
So.
You had one more to draft. You drafted Party.
6.
Yeah, you drafted Party Animals. Okay. So Sean, I think I talked to you a little bit about this. Now here's the time where we draft counter picks. So this is me telling you can't remove this game, no matter if it comes out. Or all of a sudden you get wind that it might be a janky game like a week before it comes out. You cannot drop this game.
I have a feel Starfield is going to be one of those.
So you'll be stuck with it. I'm going to draft my first. I believe we draft 2 counter picks.
At the moment, you're projected to win, which is always nice. 111.9 to 103.4.
Yeah, that's true. So it's always a game of, do you want to lock in a game that you think might score badly, or a game that you think might actually not come out? Those are like the two options. Most of your games, Sean, I think are coming out. And I'm actually kind of nervous to counterpick any of them, really. I'm going to counterpick because I think I might get stung. I'm going to counterpick Party Animals.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man. So the computer locked in Hogwarts Legacy and Skull and Bones for me. Those are the two that I will be stuck with no matter if I think they suck or not. And I think Hogwarts Legacy I'm fine with. Skull and Bones, I'm a little nervous. I would have liked the opportunity to drop that if it looked like it was going to be ugly, but we're stuck. We're stuck here now, so there you go. The next one for me. This one could hurt. I could lose some real points on this. I am going to lock in Iodine Chronicles 100 Heroes. I'm not sure if that game is going to make it. And folks,
the draft is complete.
From just here, that quick.
Bids for games. Yep.
Just that quick. Okay, so let me go over my games, and then you go over the games that you got. We'll do a real quick synopsis. Games that I took, my first pick was Forza Motorsports, then Hogwarts Legacy, then Diablo 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Wulong Fallen Dynasty, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Like a Dragon, Ishin, Hellblade 2, The Last Case of Benedict Fox, Skull and Bones, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, and Lies of P. And Sean locked in Hogwarts Legacy and Skull and Bones, so I'm stuck with those no matter what happens. Sean, what do you got?
I've got an issue with my phone. 1 second, because I was using that to have a look at the same time as well as our stream. So for me, I have got Starfield, the Resident Evil 4 remake, which I'm excited for because they're apparently expanding the island on that, so that's going to draw some attention.
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft Legends, Street Fighter 6, Dead Space, the remake, which I can't wait for as well. Redfall, Atomic Heart, Alan Wake 2. So that should be interesting. It's the remaster of that as well. Dead Island 2, Aiden Chronicles 100 Heroes, Crash Team Rumble, and Party Animals. And then what I have picked and locked in is Skull and Bones and Hogwarts Legacy, which is going to suck. Really going to suck if that comes true.
I mean, Hogwarts Legacy. I'll be sad if that's not a good game, because it sure looks pretty. It looks fun. It looks like everything we want from a Hogwarts game, from a Harry Potter style game. But Skull and Bones, I think, could suck for me. I think you might gain some points back on that, but we'll have to wait and see. So we will share our links with. We will share this link with you guys so that you can keep up with how our predictions are doing. Before we move on, this isn't going to be like part of the predictions things, but I wanted to know, Sean, do you think we'll have a streaming box by the end of 2023?
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. I'm interested. Yeah. Go for it. You were gonna say more?
Just with, I don't know. We've got a lot of new people joining the Game Pass network over the Christmas period. We've got a couple of people in the Discord that have become owners of Xboxes over the Christmas period. So there's every possibility that there's going to be a influx of people that are trying to play games on the go, and having that streaming device there and available means that they can share that with other family members. They can play it on other TVs. They can take it on holiday with them. So,
yeah. I did think it would be here, but now I don't. I think it's been shelved. Like probably not in 2023. But I do think what we will see is a app that gets more widely distributed. So like it'll make it to LGs and I don't know, all those other smart TV people out there. And we'll start seeing the app in more places. I feel like that Streambox just got shelved hard. I don't think anybody's even working on it anymore. But I hope I'm wrong, because I've been excited about it for a while. In fact, I mean, so much so that I'm setting up so that my S can move either from an area where I play it in the living room downstairs, or I move it over to where I can play it down here, because otherwise I can't play with my new flight stick. because the USB, I'm not gonna like try to get the USB to go all the way over there and then back there. And oh my gosh, it's a big thing. So I'd be all for it. It would be good for me. I'd love to see it. So those are our predictions, folks. Sean, Biscuit Lord, best of luck to you, sir.
Yep.
Best of luck.
You too. I can't see me winning, so I have no idea what I'm doing, but maybe look at the draw.
you never know. Hey, you know what? In fantasy football this year, I was not present. The computer did all the picking, and I came in 5th place. So you never know. So that's much better than I did last year when I was there picking my own players. So, by the way, the Biscuit Lord has the first drop on January 27th with Dead Space Remake. So that'll be the first game where we get to see some actual points in this thing. So we'll keep you up to date on what predictions drop and who adds what games and all that fun stuff as things go on.
As long as they get the combat right in that and don't flop it like Callisto Project has, I am hoping it does well, because I think everybody was hoping for Callisto Protocol to be like bigger than Dead Space when it came out, but there's been a lot of negative reviews on it. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. There was. And you never know with this thing. I mean, High on Life, we love that game. Like, I would give it, even like Hambone Johnny said, I'd be in the 80s with it. Easy. Probably like, I don't know, 80 to 85, somewhere in there. And Tim lost a point. It scored a 69, I believe. And so you never know.
To say it's the biggest third party game release ever on Xbox Game Pass, and it scored that badly. So
yeah, it's crazy. Just because we love it or we find it fun does not mean it will score well in Fantasy Critic. That's for sure. That's what I've learned about it so far. Hey, next top story for us as we move on out of our Fantasy Critic predictions into what's next. We got an Xbox game. I'm sorry, not the next one. We got a Game Pass game, a surprise Game Pass game, Stranded Deep, and Sean has played it. He's here with all the commentary. What did you think, Sean?
So yeah, the game starts and you can pick either a male or female character. You can set the difficulty. You can set the wildlife to passive, non-existent, stuff like that. So you've got some control over that. But you launch into the game and you're flying along in an airplane. You're looking around. All of a sudden, there's a big hole appears in the side of the airplane. You crash, and then the first objective you're presented with is to swim out of the aircraft and get onto a life raft. You then wake up, bobbing along in this life raft, and you're like opposite an island. You're just on a deserted little desert island. And then you've got like a little bit of a tutorial to go through, which is a little bit lumpy because the whole control system for me is a little bit lumpy. I think it definitely better played on a PC with a bit more control than a controller. And then that's it. You just have to try and survive. You're wearing a watch which tells you your health levels, your hunger levels, first level, and your UV, how warm you are or how much sunlight you're in. So you've got to try and build shade. And then it's just a very big crafting, resource harvesting style game, which I think you'd really enjoy, but comes to the side of that there's very little tutorial.
Gotcha. So you were fairly attacked by the wildlife. So you must have kept the wildlife on at a pretty good attack pace.
I just left it. I left it at default. I left it at default. Left it at normal. Just wanted to try the game basically how I always say it is, if a game set comes and it's set to a certain amount of things, that's how they want you to play it. And then once you've played it and you think, okay, I want to change this, that, and the other, you can go ahead and do it. It's like Minecraft always tries to put you in survival mode first. So, but yeah, it was just very weird. You're very quickly having to learn how it would be to be a lone survivor in a plane crash.
That said, you can play local and online co-op. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can play multiplayer co-op as well.
Okay.
Which, for the better part of having to use the raft, would be quite good if you've got two people rowing.
That makes sense.
Because it's quite slow. Because before we started streaming, I was trying to move from one of the islands to another island nearby on this inflatable life raft that's in an airplane, and it was very slow. And then I started to get attacked by a shark, and the raft got overturned. And then when I got to the island, I got attacked and killed by a giant crab.
So a lot of these games, a lot of times for me, it can depend. What happens if you die? What's the punishment? How rough is it?
So you can set that. You can set permadeath.
No way.
So you die, and
Yeah,
that's it. Or you just like, I think it goes back to the last checkpoint.
Okay. So. All right, that doesn't sound too bad. You're not losing all your stuff or something like that. Some of those games that are really they can be bad.
I played it for 2 hours. I survived one night, and then slowly made it across the ocean to this other island, and where I died. And then I was kind of like, it's not for me.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I don't know. I don't like games like that too much, where there was very little, like, I don't know where I can find water other than drinking coconut milk. But if I figured out, I thought, oh cool, I'll make a pile of coconuts, because you can do that. You can pile like materials into different piles if you wanted to.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'll do that. So then like tried to drink 3 lots of coconut milk, and it gave my guy diarrhea. So then he was more dehydrated. I was like, crap.
Literally.
And then he needed food, and I was like, okay, so I'll eat the coconut, which is fine. You can do that. You can, like, once you've split the outer husk of the coconut and drank it, you can then put it on the floor and use your knife to then cut it open and eat the inside. Okay. But at the same time, I was cooking some crab that I'd caught, and I thought it was cooked, ate it, and it made the guy throw up because it wasn't cooked properly. But there was no indication to how cooked it was, or how long it would take to get cooked.
Oh, that's not good. You gotta have that. So this brings to a point that you came to, or a point that you brought to my attention that I didn't even realize until you said it. You're like, you realize this game came out in 2015. This game is 8 years old. It is 20 days away from being 8 years old. It came out January 23rd, 2015.
Yep.
That's pretty old. It seems like it should be a Games with Gold game to me, Sean. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, and then it got its full release last year in August 2022.
So it was in early access for 7 years, almost 7 years, somewhere around 7 years. That's there you go.
And then it's just, I don't know where they pulled this one from. But I was excited because, like, I saw the post from yourself on Twitter through the account saying, oh look, we have our first surprise of 2023. And I thought, oh brilliant, cool, I'll play this might be okay, I want to try it so I can talk about it. And then I was utterly disappointed. And then when I tried to do a bit of research about like how long the game had been out and things like that, I saw that it had been out since 2015. I was like, wow, okay. And I was still having issues on how to figure out there was no prompt for dragging the raft onto land. So like at one point I was watching it float away, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
My raft is gone, and I don't know how to get it. So it sounds like it just has some, like, well, I mean, it's a little old. I mean, because it came out in 2015. But that said, it really only came out in a full release a year ago. So how do you rate that game? Like, how do you rate it as a 2015 game? Do you rate it as a 2022 game? Like, how does that work? Like, I don't know.
I rate it as I've played 2 hours of it and then uninstalled it. So that's as much as I'm going to rate
it. Sean, we should start doing that. We should be like, how long? Hey, I played this game to completion. I played this game for 4 hours and uninstalled it. It's like we have our uninstall rate. Uninstalled it in 4 hours. Yeah. There you go. I could be down for that.
Let me think. Pentiment lasted longer, which, out of interest, I saw a post today. The soundtrack to Pentiment has been released, and you can actually download it and listen to the actual soundtrack of Pentiment rather than playing the game.
Is that something you're interested in doing? I don't remember anything about the soundtrack. It didn't stick out to me.
No.
Okay. All right.
Well, there you go. Exactly. I'm just saying that we thought it was pretty sleep inducing, so I can imagine.
Oh yeah. Pretty sleep inducing. Yeah. We could do some ASMR, some sleep ASMR for you. There you go. Like NyQuil. That's what that game was for me. It was NyQuil, man. It was 9 a.m. and I was falling asleep playing it. I don't even know if that's possible. I got a good night's sleep too, so I don't know. Sorry, Pentiment. It's just not for me. If you love the game, good for you. I'm happy for you. So yeah, there you go. That's our first game of 2023. It's a real, not what you were hoping for, I guess, for a first game of
Not what I was,
2023.
yeah, not what I was hoping for, and I'm hoping it doesn't set the tone for the year.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It seems like almost they were like, guys, we got like 19 days, almost 3 weeks before we see a game. What? There hasn't been a game for the last 2 weeks. So literally it was going to be like 5 weeks without games. And they're like, listen, let's go to the bargain bin and see what we can get this game for so that we have a game to be on Game Pass. And maybe that's not always the best method of doing things.
no.
Sean, do you want to run through some of these top story or news bulletins? Sorry.
Yeah, we can do. So again, another thing that I saw that you posted about, and was quite excited that the developers behind Starfield are aiming for a first half of 2023 release.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Which would be true to their word of saying that a year from the showcase, which takes a bit of bitterness away from it missing the back end of 2022 release. But I'm also quite skeptical, and I think you are as well, as you said in Discord.
Very
You're
skeptical.
quite skeptical about it.
Remember,
achieving that.
In October, Ubisoft came out and said Skull and Bones was coming out in a month. In their own Ubisoft forward, they spent 20 minutes talking about how it was coming out in a month. And then 2 weeks later, they were like, nah, it's not happening. See you next year. Like, I'll never forget that. Any game can be postponed. It doesn't matter what they've said about it, where they've said it. Any game.
But then also, Redfall are targeting for a May 2023 release. So why would they have two big games from Xbox Publishing coming out in the first half of the year? You'd want to spread them out.
Yes.
Definitely.
Dude, I'm telling you, my prediction, my unofficial prediction, 11/11/23 Starfield. I hope it's not true. I hope I'm playing it in 2 months. That's what I love to do. I'd be so glad to be wrong. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah. And then the other little bit of news is Game Pass, the Atomic Heart, which is coming this month. It is this month, yeah.
I'll believe you. I'm not real sure. I can look it up for you, though. You keep talking about it.
Yeah, but anyway, Atomic Heart, when it comes out, is going to be purely in single player. According to the developers and the publishers, there's no online multiplayer. There's no co-op multiplayer to this. It's all just this big single player experience with DLC packs coming in the future. So
February 21st. That's when it's coming out.
February 21st.
Yep.
So
it's a Game Pass game
right
too.
There in front of me. It is a Game Pass game, and it's getting some hype. It's got that very big cross between BioShock and Doom and just weird, mutilated looking people.
Yeah,
so I'm actually quite excited for this one. So it's quite nice to see that it's coming out, and you don't get many games doing this nowadays where it's all just single player stuff.
Yeah, I know it's a news bulletin, but Rook, does that, because I don't really care either way, but does that make you more hyped, less hyped? Like, where do you fall with that, Doom? Don't care?
Makes me more hyped because one of the things I didn't like about Deathloop was that you could be invaded by online other people, and it turns into a PvP. It's not very often you get a streamline, like a big single person, like first person shooter that isn't online, other than Doom. But then even Doom can have its online arena stuff. So
okay, that makes sense.
And then very quickly, the last news bulletin, and it's quite a sad one, unfortunately, but it was a very nice touch from Playground Games, the people behind Forza and Forza Horizon. I've had to unfortunately pay their respects to one of America's greatest rally drivers, Mr. Kenneth Block, who has sadly passed away today. So thoughts and prayers are with his family because it's come as a massive shock. So, but they paid their respects, saying that they've worked very closely with him. He's changed. Not only has he changed the motorsport scene in terms of his intelligence and ingenuity to change different driving styles and bring different aspects of motor racing into X Games and stuff like that. But he also had a bit of an impact on the gaming industry in terms of a lot of games took on the stuff that he was doing for things like X Games and tried to fit that into their games. And if you're playing Forza Horizon 4, you'll also see Forza Horizon 5. He was in Forza Horizon 4 as well, but his cars and the Hoonigan division cars are very heavily influenced in there. So just thought it was a very good nod. Seems we're an Xbox related podcast to kind of say that.
Yeah, good on them. That makes sense. That is the end of our news bulletins this week. For Game Pass, we have talked about Stranded Deep. That is the only game coming out. That's our surprise game for the week. There's nothing coming out next week at the moment. Do we have anything different in Games with Gold?
No, we mentioned it all last week.
Yeah,
one of them has now disappeared and been taken over by Iris Falls, which we covered.
Yeah.
And then we do have 6 games, I believe. Is it 6? 5 games leaving.
Yeah, one. I mean, there's a few, but one for me is a really shocker. Like, I mean, oh my goodness. Do you want to go over them?
Yeah, so Danganronpa, the Trigger Happy Havoc Anniversary Edition is leaving January 15th. Paparazzi is also leaving on the 15th. Anacrusis, which I don't think either of us got to, is leaving January 15th. And Windjammers 2. And then the one that we literally used it as our intro music last week. Our intro and outro music last week is Nobody Saves the World is leaving January 15th, which is a big shock. So
yeah, that's crazy. I did play the Anacrusis for a couple hours. The Game Pass news rating is a couple hours till uninstall. It's just it was a co-op like a 70s style alien shooter co-op game. The problem was there were many other games on the platform on Game Pass that do a better job. That was what I walked away from it. Like, well, if I'm going to play this game, there's a lot of other games just like it that do a better job that I haven't played yet. So that's why I kind of just set it down.
Yeah.
But Nobody Saves the World was on our must-try list, like pretty high on our must-try list. So you got 15 days, or less than that now, to try it out, give it a shot, and if you really like it, either finish it, which you could right now finish it in the amount of time you got, or you can buy it for 20% off. The Game Pass discount.
Yep.
Anything else before we move to our Xbox Spotlight?
No, I think that covers everything, which a short list, but it's there.
Yeah, Xbox Spotlight it is.
So what? I'm looking at this docket, and where usually there's your name highlighted with a list of games, you have nothing. So what have you been playing?
Yeah, it's a mystery. It's not because I haven't been playing anything, Sean. It's because I am the sole parent home with the kids right now. So in the morning, Sean did all the work this week on this doc. I did none. In the morning, I'm trying to squeeze.
That's why
in.
it sucks and there's not much news.
That's not true. You did a great job. That's not what I meant to come across for that. In the morning, I try to get a few hours of work in, and then I try to go up and actually hang out with the children so that they feel like they have a parent in the house. So there's not a lot of time. But anyway, so this is what I've been playing. Pokemon Scarlet. Playing that with Noah. He got it as a Christmas present. I talked about it a little bit last week. Now we are a few gyms in, and I love it. It's the best Pokemon game I've played so far. Granted, I do not play a ton of Pokemon games. So the jank is gone from what I can see. I mean, it's not beautiful, but I'm not seeing anything like what I saw online when it first dropped and on the Discord.
Yeah.
So it's this fun open world Pokemon game that is a blast. I'm having a great time playing with Noah. You don't have to worry about rando encounters. You get to run up to the Pokemon. It's everything I wanted from a Pokemon game. I absolutely love it. I can't say anything.
Did you not play the previous one? Is it Arceus?
No, I did not play Arceus. Arceus. Yeah, Arceus. Yeah, sorry. The one that doesn't have you say Arce. I'm always a little confused. I have to say it, and then I'm like, Arce. No, okay, it's Arceus. I have to literally say it to figure out it is.
Arceus played exactly, to me, from what people are saying, it played very similar to this. So,
okay, yeah.
Jaya actually, which shocked me, Jaya picked this up. She bought it herself with some of her money that she'd been earning while working. And she says she's enjoying it too. So I don't think she's played a Pokemon game since maybe Let's Go or even a 3DS game. So
Gotcha. Yeah, no, we got a little backed up on Pokemon games. We had kind of just finished Brilliant Diamond, I think it was, and then, which had come out earlier in 2022, I think, or 20. I don't know. There's a lot of them dropping. Anyways, we had just finished that one, which was a while back, and then Arceus dropped, and so we just kind of skipped it. But man, this is a ton of fun. Absolutely loving it. Playing. I know these aren't a lot of Xbox games because I've been playing a lot on Switch with the fam. Played a fun game called Shift Happens. This is a Switch game. I don't know if it's also on Xbox. I didn't look. Shift Happens. It's a co-op. It's a co-op game. You play as these. You play as these two guys that can be big or small, and they pick stuff up and they have to get through puzzles. It's a great game if you're looking to play with somebody else. It has to be played with somebody else. I believe it does at least.
This it is an Xbox game. It was released on the
Okay.
Xbox One in September 2015.
Cool. There you go. So I'm playing an Xbox game just on the Switch. And I'm playing this one with my mom, and we're having a blast. I will say there's a little bit of frustration on my mom's point is she's not super stellar with platforms, and it can really ask you to be not pixel perfect, but have to do some pretty tough platforming. So there's some of that we're trying to go through. But other than that, it's a blast, and we're having a fun time with it. And as much as I wanted to get to Mario Rabbids, I never did. I instead last night when I was going to play Mario Rabbids, I booted up Dreamlight Valley once more, and I now have Stitch on the island. He's got his little home, and so I just need to start working on his tasks and get him to level 10, and then I'll be done. Which I still have 25 days to do. There's still 25 days left in this event, so it's a crazy amount of time. It's almost 2 months they gave you for this
Nice.
Christmas event. So yeah. And that's really all I've been playing, folks.
Cool. I did get to Mario Rabbids. I took it to work with me, and when we weren't playing Jenga or eating vast amounts of food, I was picking up and playing that. I believe I've finished the 4th world now. I'm about to go up against Cursor. But I don't want to do that until I've come back and try to 100% everything. So
Gotcha.
I've 100% of the first one. I'm stuck at 93% for the second one. Somewhere in the 70s for the third. So I'm just slowly working back for it. It's kind of there's a bit of a Metroidvania aspect to it where there's certain stuff you can't do in the previous world until you've unlocked an ability in the next one. So
gotcha. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that as well in my playtime with it. Have you? So is the 4th world the last world?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering.
That's the one with in the Nintendo showcase when they showed it off, and you did do the fight on the train. It's that one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
and then I have been playing an Xbox game, and I have been playing Sonic Frontiers because it's something that I got given for me for Christmas from Lindsay, and I'm enjoying it. If you enjoyed, I can't remember it's going to annoy me because I still can't remember the name. We've literally just bought it for Logan because he wanted to play it on the Switch because it was on the sale. The previous Sonic game where you kind of there's an aspect of running in like the 3D switching lanes and then jumping over stuff, grinding on the rails. If you enjoyed that Sonic, you're going to enjoy this one because there are stages that you have to do that are like that, but then there's also the open world 3D aspect of it where like you can just charge around. There's lots of like fetch and collect quests going on, and you're trying to help Tails, Amy, and Knuckles, who are trapped in cyberspace. You can kind of trying to help them, as well as that. There's an underlie of Eggman's doing some kind of evilness. The battles are interesting. The giant Titan battles are a little bit like I felt like I was going to break the paddle on the back of my controller because there's lots of hammering the same button. But yeah.
Is it Sonic Forces? Is that the game?
Yes, Sonic Forces. That's the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sonic Forces, which I think you played with Noah and you said was quite difficult.
Yeah, we struggled with it from in bits and pieces for sure. Yeah, but it was fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
Which
So,
is a
like
lot
you go
for
when
me.
you go through those. Yeah, if you go through those stages, there's like you have to beat a certain time to get S rank. You have to collect the red star coin things, and then there's other objects. And when you complete them, you get vault keys, and then you've got to earn so many vault keys so you can unlock the Chaos Emeralds before you fight the Titan. And it's very much rinse and repeat from one island to the next. But yeah, different obstacles, different enemies, just the same kind of go here, do this, fetch this, do this kind of quest.
Gotcha. Yeah, I might end up buying this for Noah for his birthday, which is coming up in a month. So
Yeah, he probably, if he enjoyed Forces, it's easier than Forces because I've tried to play, like Logan's coming at me and he's like, "Oh, can you help me with this level on the Switch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do it." And it's taking me a couple of attempts where this one doesn't seem to be as hard.
Okay, well that's good to know.
So, and then the only other game which I played before we started, which we've already talked about, and I've uninstalled before we started, was Stranded Deep. So, yeah. So, because today was my only day off between working over Christmas and New Year, or into New Year, and then tomorrow I'm back again for another 7 days. So, today was a try and get as much gameplay done as I could, as well as sort the house, tidy it up. So, there's not as much to do for Lindsay while I'm not here and I'm non-existent.
Sweet. That is so that is all I've been playing. That's all you've been playing, and I don't believe we have any questions. Do we have any questions?
No, the only question I believe we got was around the Fantasy Critic stuff, and that was from Hambo and Johnny asking if we could share a link to allow people to kind of follow what we were doing and what we were talking about, or how our predictions were going and stuff, which I think you have done. You've sent it to Hambone. And if that works, then we'll open it up to everybody else to make.
Yeah.
So he's kind of our test bunny.
Yep, that's exactly what we used him as. And he did say, yes, it worked just fine. Also, I wish I would have seen this ahead of time because he said, Sean is on auto draft. You might want to have him move off of that. I wish I would have saw that before we started because then at least I would have known that I was going to be on the hot seat like every second. I totally didn't see that at the time. But yeah, he says this link works. So we'll send this link out. And every once in a while when something big happens, we'll definitely tweet about it and say, hey, Sean got a negative 20 on his I don't know, whatever game he picked. I can't even remember.
Yeah, I know, and I'm in with the Nintendo. I'm in with Hambone as well, and yourself, the Nintendo Dads one, which I don't think, because it's this Friday, I don't think I'm going to be getting up at 3:00 in the morning to be a participant in it. So I might have to use auto draft for that one as well. But
yeah, the only thing I can say about that is you draft like 1,000 games. I mean, when we did it last year, I was shocked at how fast I was. Like I had like 30 games. It was just because there's so many people. There's like 14 people or something like that. So it's like all of a sudden my 30 games in 2 rounds are like gone, and I'm like, I don't even know what to choose now. I don't have any idea. Like I thought I had this huge list. I didn't really think about I didn't extrapolate out the numbers very well in my head. So yeah, it's a lot of games.
So that's what I'm going to be doing at work tomorrow. Is going to be sat drafting game after game after game.
Yeah. The good news in that one, you get to draft whatever game you want. You're not locked to the Xbox. You can draft the PlayStations, the Nintendos, the PCs, all the Xboxes. You do it. So it's all open.
Cool. Nice. So I believe that's a show.
That's a show.
That is a show. Anything else you want to add before I roll us out?
Pay attention to our Twitter. We are going to announce the sign up for Achievement Hunters January 2023 edition. So pay attention to that.
Yep. I have an image to make. Also, I will share the image for Team Biscuit versus Team Cookie as well.
Yes.
So
it's a good one. Sean does all the images, by the way, and he does an amazing job. That's the last thing I'm going to say.
So thanks very much for everyone for listening. If you want to get in touch with us, see how we're doing in our Fantasy Critic League, or just have a look at our cool images that we make, head over to Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. All those things are at Game Pass News. If you want to ask us any questions, give us any feedback, or just highlight anything that we think like cool, send us an email to gamepassnewscast@gmail.com. If you are listening to this via podcasting app, please give us a review. Give us some stars. It helps us get noticed. It helps our numbers grow. And it means we can do more cool stuff for you guys. Subsequently, you can subscribe to Twitch for access to the Discord, and that too gets us some cash. You can head over to shop for merchandise over at redbull.com. You can get all the cool stuff that you usually get from there: coasters, stickers, jumpers, clocks, bedding, pillows, anything with our faces on. That's cool. Thank you very much to the live chat, Mr. Hambo and Johnny, who appeared for a slight second to jump in and say that Nick stole something. Thank you very much for coming. And until next time, guys, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.